Just a quick thought, but some of the most successful people I know are actually the least happy. And they wake up each day not in a great mood. They have a lot of demons, I guess you can call them. Things that are making them feel bad every day. And it's easy to think, you feel bad, that's a bad thing because you're feeling bad. Why would you think of that as a positive? But feeling bad is a motivator for a lot of people. And if you're feeling bad and not achieving, it's just a matter of learning to change that energy or convert it to something positive. So when you wake up and say, I feel terrible, you don't say, oh, my life sucks and I'm not going to get anywhere. You say, okay, how do I fix something then? How do I change something? How do I make myself not feel terrible? I relate it to hunger. If you didn't feel hungry, you'd probably just keep on doing whatever you're doing and waste away and die. So the hunger, although it hurts, it's there to tell you, hey, you got to eat. And feeling bad can kind of be the same thing. It's saying, actually, here's another example. If I pinch there, it's going to hurt. My nerves are telling me something's wrong, fix that, stop pinching yourself, you moron. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I'll correct that issue. Now I don't feel the pain. Great. So pain is a motivator. It's a motivator to change something, to improve something. And emotional pain is kind of the same thing. Or you can look at it as the same thing anyway. So if you feel bad about something, then you need to change it. You feel bad about hurting your friend. Well, don't hurt them in the future. So avoid whatever it was that caused you to hurt them. If you feel bad just about yourself, there's something that you can clearly improve about yourself. Let's say you're not feeling as fit or as healthy as you could be. That's something that you have to motivate yourself to change. And the pain is kind of pushing you in that way. I want to talk more about emotions in another video. I don't want to go too deep into this one, but the point I wanted to make here was that just because someone's successful doesn't mean they're happy and everything is good and they're motivated by just good feelings. Good feelings are more the reward when you do the work, but you start out at the bad feeling. So every day I wake up in a pretty bad mood, to be honest. But by the end of the day, I'm happy and cheering and all smiles because I've used that bad feeling to motivate myself and push myself beyond. And so I actually get work done. If I just do nothing all day, I will stay in that bad mood. So something that I had to learn personally was changing that mindset of, oh, I feel bad, what's the point, to, oh, I feel bad, let's do something. And I guess it's a matter of learning how to use that energy properly and how to use your mindset properly and push yourself forward to actually make the right changes to actually get a chance at feeling good. It's going to take time, especially if you're really depressed. It took me years to get out of depression, but I did it without drugs, without help. I just did it all on my own with my rage, basically. So I used that emotion to push myself even further. I was breaking every single part of myself that wasn't working and then just getting rid of it. It's kind of like smashing a window then just to clean it up. Actually, it's like smashing out a wall. When you're trying to break through a new wall in your house, you smash it first, you clean it up, then you make it look pretty. It's basically the same with your brain. You need to destroy it. Destroy that pathway, destroy that thing that's making you do the bad things, or that learned behavior, that neural pathway or something that you're going down to get to the bad stuff. Break that. Even if it's just laziness, like, oh, yeah, I can't be bothered, I'm not going to do it. That's a bad pathway. Do not let your thoughts go down that way. As soon as you hear that thought, you need to say, bad, that's a trick, it's an illusion, it's not going to help me, it's not what I want. I need to actually do something, and just force yourself to do it. So you break that part of your brain, then you start rebuilding it by repetition. Just keep on repeating the positive thoughts, so write it down if it helps. Actually put down what you need to change. So for example, with laziness, just a reminder, the laziness is an illusion. It's your brain trying to be as efficient as possible, or your body trying to be as efficient as possible. But if the laziness goes into just pure not doing something, then that's not how you use laziness. It's not efficient at all. So write it down. Laziness is just a trick. I need to be more efficient with my time and my energy. I need to actually make sure I do something, otherwise I'm going to feel bad always, and I want a chance of feeling good. That whole just do it thing, I need to just do things and switch off that brain that says, no, let's not, or anything that opposes you, really. I won't go into a full list there. But just put down things like that and make sure you can actually stick to that list and just hold to it. Don't doubt it. Don't second guess. Don't do mental gymnastics to make it okay to just sit back and do nothing for the day. Go do something. And make sure you get that list done every time you go through those, or you hear those thoughts about, no, I just want to be lazy, or I just want to feel bad and wallow in my own misery and whatever. It hurts. I know it sucks. When you're going through the bad emotions, it's overwhelming. It's like the whole thing is on your chest and it's just holding you back. But this is where the strength comes in, and it's something you have to build. It's something I had to build. We don't get, well, most of us, I don't think, get born with this ability to just face up against the emotional pain and get through it and get what we need to do done. We have to build that. It's just like everything else. We have to learn, train, study, make sure we're doing it every day to make it become part of our nature. And then hopefully at some point it becomes normal and we can get past it. So there are many days where I just didn't really do anything, but these days I'm fine, and every day I do get motivated and get stuff done because I've got all these mental, I want to say mechanisms, like thoughts, that the defense mechanisms in a way for the bad stuff. I'm defending against all the bad emotions and the laziness, the sorrow, the just being generally down about things. I know I'm going to wake up like that. I know I've got issues I still need to focus on, and I'm just going to always use that pain to motivate me, and all those bad feelings to motivate me to change and become better and better and better. So every day is, and that's why I always say, it's all about going forward. Your life is always forward. There's a saying in business even, if you're not going forward, you're going backward. And in that sense, it's true, because at some stage, your customers will sort of drop off. Even with streaming, if you see Twitch, the streamers that have 200 followers might get maybe 2-3 people watching, but never get above that. If you raid them with 400 might stick around. Let's be generous here. 400 might stick around for 10 minutes, then you'll start losing people. And they're not going to keep up the view count because they haven't got enough followers to back that up. So it's like a round robin, is that the term? It's like a cycle. So in order to keep a good concurrent level of viewers, you need to have a bigger following to keep new people coming in all the time. So same in business, you need new people coming in to sustain what you're doing and actually go forward. But even if you're not actually growing, just to maintain that, you need new customers. And that's why if you don't have the new customers coming in, you will be going backward or down. So same thing in life. If you don't actually move forward at all times, you will start to go backwards. You always need something new. And that's how your emotions and your brain is built and wired, because you actually need to do things. And that's how we've got to where we are. You can't be lazy and do nothing. And there's a problem with people who get super rich and achieve all their goals, because when they stop trying, they start to get depressed, because it's not about the result. It's about the journey. So in this case, you can say, I know there's a mindset of, oh, it's so hard. What's the point? It's going to take me too long to actually get to where I want to go. But that's the wrong mindset, because if you did get to where you wanted to go, and if it was easy, you wouldn't feel that great, and eventually you'd need something else to keep you going. So what I want you to do is just embrace the idea of, oh, I've got a journey and it's going to be hard, but that's a really good thing, because I'm going to get so many rewards on the way. I'm going to feel great about doing this new thing and this new thing, and it's so much cooler. And if you ever played a game, once you get to the end, it's kind of boring when you don't have any more achievements. Unless it's Quake, in which case it's just always fun. But in a lot of games, without the achievements, it's like, yeah, I've done this before, whatever. But it's the same in life, actually. That's the point I was trying to make there. You want to always have an achievement and something to aim for and get ahead with, because that's what happiness is actually going to be. Happiness, if you break it down into one word, I think is achievement. Whenever you achieve a good part of your new world, or good part of yourself, or even a new song, a new friend, a new food, just something you're adding, your brain will reward you with happiness, because it's saying, yes, you're doing the right thing, keep on going. So happiness is the reward, sadness is the motivator. And that's why when you wake up feeling bad, don't feel bad about that. Say, good, I've got the motivation or the motivator. I can actually build on this and push myself to go even further. And remember that pretty much the most successful people are usually the ones that feel the worst, because they feel the most motivation to change. The people that have that same sort of feeling and just haven't converted that energy into motivation and achievement are the ones that are struggling and going into depression. But in reality, they're actually not so, like, it's not as bad as you might think. I don't want to put too many blanket statements on this. I know everyone's life is different and circumstance and whatever, but try to think from just, for this in particular, for this perspective, just try to think of it as, I feel bad, but that's actually a good thing. It's going to motivate me. And then convert all that bad energy into motivation by just doing things. Write down that list, as I said, and just stick to that list. Turn off those thoughts that hold you back. Just go do it. So the things you want to focus on to get out of depression: eat the right foods, so learn about diet. Make sure you're exercising daily and learn the exercises you need to do. Get your relationships in check. Get your thoughts in check. Every time you hear a negative, analyze it. See if it benefits you. Anything you actually have that's wrong, always analyze and say, can I do better? Can I make this better? Will it help me? And if your answer is no, it won't help me, then get rid of it. It's pretty basic and it's going to be circumstantial, but that's pretty much the rule that I live by. If it's not going to benefit me in some way, I get rid of it. So talking to my gaming audience here, if you're raging in a game and it's just destructive, you need to stop that, because it's counterproductive. You're destroying things rather than creating. It's not benefiting you in any way. Why are you getting mad at a video game? I understand the emotions behind it. I understand why you're getting mad. But when you look at it objectively, there's no reason to. I will explain this in another video, probably on the other channel though. But the point is, you really want to make sure that everything you're thinking, everything you're feeling is pushing you forward in some way. I'm not saying feel good all the time. It's not even possible. You can't feel good all the time. Your brain is basically going to do this. It's a roller coaster. Your goal is actually, instead of doing this, you want to get the brain to do this. So it's more of a gradual change. It's more balanced. So you're not too happy, you're not too sad, you're kind of just in between. But, you know, have a few peaks of happiness and sadness here and there. It keeps life interesting. It's kind of fun. And just go with the flow after that. So, feeling bad? Not as bad as it seems. And I don't look at it as a bad thing. I just think, okay, I've got things to do. I'm going to be motivated. I'm going to clean the house in a second, because it's a mess. I've been out and busy. I've just been sort of chucking things everywhere. So I'm going to use that as motivation. I know I need to clean up my house. I know I need to get some videos done, including this one. So it's a motivator. I don't feel great, but I will in about 10 hours. So I hope that helps. It is just a lesson on perspective. It's something that I had to learn. It took me a long time to develop the skill of thinking around that sort of thing. But now that I've got it, I highly recommend having that mindset. It's working really well, and I can't see any potential negatives unless you misunderstand something. But again, every video I make, I'm just sort of giving you ideas, if anything. I'm not trying to tell you how to live or how to think. Just saying, look, this is what I do. This is what I found has helped. This is what I've observed. See what you can do with it. It's up to you. You got to do it your way. One of the best questions I started asking myself was, how would you do it? So every time I had a problem, I was like, well, how would you solve that? And it made me start to think, well, how would I build the world? How would I make myself to be? And what would I put in society if I could? And as soon as I had that mindset, I started to actually make the changes that were working for me. So everyone is different. You have to find your own way. But that's the important point there too. You have to find a way. But it is up to you. So I don't want to be your mentor in the sense of, oh, I'm going to be guiding you. I'm not that. I'm just some guy who's been doing really well, used to be depressed, now can feel great pretty much every day after some work. And I'm good. And I'm hoping to share that so other people can also benefit from, oh, it can be done. Something with humans, I'll end on this point. As soon as you see one person do it, everyone starts to do it. You see it in skateboarding, like, and even just any tricks, even in surfing. One little thing that they do, I shouldn't call it little. Someone does like a 720 air, and then suddenly everyone starts doing it. But it was the first time in ever. Like, it's never been done before. Yet one person does it, and then suddenly everyone else can do it. So I'm sort of just putting this out there, like, hey, it can be done. You can beat depression without drugs and help and so on. You just have to really put your mind to it. And I'll just quickly say this. If you have the mindset that says, I'm going to be depressed forever, it's just something in my head, I can't help it, that's a defeatist mindset. And even if that's true, I don't see how that helps. I know we say it, and I know mental illness and health and all that is a big topic these days, but I really worry about the way we're talking about it, because it just seems like, yeah, you're mentally ill. There's nothing you can do. That's it. You're done. I'm like, even if that's true, how is that helping? Why can't we just tell them, try this, and see if this helps? Who knows how many people could get out of their depression? People were telling me that you're just depressed, deal with it. And I was like, no, I refuse to. This is why I defy. I'm going to actually break the rules and find a way to fix myself. And I don't care what anyone says. And that mindset is what has led me to actually achieve and become what I am today. So this chat has been a long chat, but I hope it has helped in some way. And I hope that gives you the perspective I'm coming from. I'm not trying to run your life. I'm not trying to tell you exactly how to think. I just want to get you the idea of what really pushed me forward and what has helped me. And hopefully you can benefit from that with your own style. Remember, it's up to you. You have to defy as well. You can't just rely on other people. The only person who can really help you is you. I firmly believe that, because people can offer guidance, but they don't know you. They don't know what you're really feeling. They don't have the access to all your thoughts and all your memories and all the things that are happening in your life. It's up to you. You need to really put effort into this if you're going to make it out, in my opinion, and I base that on my experience. So while it might not be true for everyone, I think it's worth saying. And that's basically what all these videos are about. I just think it's worth saying just to see if I can help. So good luck. I'll catch you in the next.